So, Rebecca, welcome to your debut of FGS TV. First off, who are you and what's your story?
Yeah, so I'm Rebecca. My story is slightly different than everybody else's. So I started out at Softcat as my first role in IT. So it was getting a feel for the IT industry, understanding quite a bit more about kind of resellers and what it was. And from there, sort of realised that maybe the reseller land wasn't for me. And so the opportunity to join a really big vendor like HPE arose, and I took it. And so hence here I am.
Why IT then? It's quite an interesting one.
Yeah, so before IT I worked at Vodafone, so it's very quick pace, very on to the next customer, never really getting to know them. And I learned from my partner that actually the IT industry is different than that. You tend to get a better relationship with the customers, you understand what it is, and then you grow that relationship and continue to grow on it and build on it and understand their full state, and so that you can actually work together rather than just going on from one call to the next.
Yeah, so you're actually quite in a good position because you understand kind of what a partner is, what channel actually is, because I remember when I came on, I came from literally just down in Cornwall and I came up to this big IT world and actually not understanding how channel works, so you've already got an advantage in that.
Yeah.
So you've been in HP 5 months now?
Yes, the end of August.
Have you found the kickstart going into it?
It's been great. Obviously, like I say, I've had a slight advantage compared to everybody else, but even despite that, I think everyone's been really welcoming. It's really easy to get along with people, and there's not that competitive aspect that there was at Softcat, which is really nice because everyone collaborates together, everyone works well, they're always ready to help. And then obviously that branches into the partner world as well. So obviously FGS being here and welcoming us into their office is obviously a really good opportunity and experience.
And what do you think your kind of, if you were to summarise today, what are some of the key things you've learned when talking to Pete and the team?
Yeah, so one of the things that Pete went through with us today was about meeting planners and making sure that they're really up to scratch, so that you're not going into the meeting blind, you've got a plan and you're making sure that you're sticking to that plan. And one of the things that was mentioned was agendas and making sure that that grips the customer, because it's all well and good sending an agenda that suits your plans and what you want to get out of it, but if there's nothing that's going to suit the customer and make them want to come to the meeting, it's really easy for them to think, oh, we'll just cancel this and do it another time. So it's making sure that that's gripping and then they are wanting to actually join your meeting. Yeah,
it's definitely creating the value for the customer to even be there, but also understanding how do I do the simple things really well, and that's how you become like an effective seller. Sales is an attitude game, right? So it's understanding what makes you different, what's your story, and how can you add value and help customers. And then actually we've got the whole breadth of the partner ecosystem with channel to support you with that. I think coming into partners face to face, like this is one of your first ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's interesting to come and see how they're different, but also how do we work collaboratively together. FGS is a gold partner for HPE, so they've got a massive wealth of expertise and experience in the market. So going out together, we're going to win together, right? And we've got that joint collaboration, and it's understanding what do they need from HPE and vice versa. And if you were to take one thing away and implement it, because we're going into Q2, what would that be?
Yeah, so as I've mentioned, we've spoken a little bit about meeting planners, and I want to emphasise the point that I think they're going to be really important, because while, you know, I might send an agenda out at the moment, it's making sure that that's a lot more suited to the customer, so that I can go back to internal or to FGS or whoever it is and say, this is what I've learned, how can we use this to get something out of this customer, to meet their needs and actually be beneficial rather than just trying to sell them something.
Definitely, and it's having that conversation and next steps of how else can we help you, whether that be inviting them to our London CIC Centre, which is our Customer Innovation Centre, where we can dive into the technology and actually bring it to life. All of those things are tools that we can use when going out to market together, and FGS has utilised those really well. So, Rebecca, thank you for joining us today. Is there any feedback that you would have on the day? How did you find it? Was it what you expected?
Yeah, so obviously, you know, Ruby and Connor have both been here before, so they've told us about the day and what it's going to look like. But everyone's been so welcoming. It's been really nice to come into the office, you know, meet people, put a face to the names. That's been really good. And then there's also been the training aspect of it and learning about the meeting planners and the agendas and making first impressions. So I think it's been really insightful just to get to know a little bit more about FGS, like I say, put a face to the name, know these people, but then also have a learning aspect about it as well. So yeah, I'm really grateful. Thanks for inviting me along, and yeah.
No, fantastic.